I'm Amanda, and this is Wellness Me Up. It's where we talk about the weird, wise, and wildly supportive sides of wellness with coaches that you can actually connect with when you are just done pretending that everything is fine. So today, I am joined by Darcy Birch, who is, and get ready for this, this is amazing, NLP practitioner, clinical hypnosis practitioner, success coach, time technique practitioner, emotional freedom technique practitioner. And so, like, there's just so many amazing things that we're just going to talk about with all the awesome things that Darcy brings to the wellness field. And so, I asked Darcy to sum up their approach to wellness in just a couple of sentences. And here is what she said. My approach to wellness is about helping people get unstuck from trauma and grounded in their healing by working at both the subconscious and practical level. I focus on creating real, lasting change by helping individuals shift patterns, rebuild their identity, and step back into self leadership. So let's see if what Darcy has to say can help you get a little bit more wellness up.
Hello, hello.
It's always so fun because we were talking before, and I am going to start doing this. I've been saying that this last couple episodes, and I'm going to start fucking hitting record before, like, when we start, so people can hear about all of our laughing, all the bloopers, all the good things. And hearing you talk about all of the stuff that you did, it reminded me how because I do so many things too. And I say this analogy of like it's like a charcuterie board. Like I'm like, you just pick the bits and bobs and things like that you want from this board because I do so many things, but you do so many cool things. Like they're amazing. So from like the overview that I gave to people, what I do is on this podcast, I ask 5 questions or 6 questions because we're going to spin a wheel for one of these questions, but 5 questions. And the first question I like to start with so people can get more of an idea of what you do and how you're helping people is that there are like wellness is such a charcuterie board really of different things. And I just get people to focus in on to be like, what does Darcy do to help people with? So helping people, all the things that you do you feel like you help people in spiritual wellness, relationship wellness, emotional and mental health wellness, there's physical wellness, there's life transition and identity wellness, financial and purpose wellness. Like, so I'm really curious, like which area you tend to support people most through, and then how you actually support them on that journey.
I mean, I would say it's the charcuterie board, right? Because with people who come to me, they want to work on all different kinds of things. So, I mean, I'm talking to people who have anger issues and anxiety issues, people who want to curb their sugar cravings, get more motivated, be more determined. I mean, it is literally a charcuterie board. And, there's nothing really special about what I'm doing. I'm simply the guide. I mean, I'm working with you. You're doing the work. That's the cool thing about it. I'm simply guiding you. And as long as somebody is open to receiving it and doing the work, the success that they're going to have from the tools that we're doing together, it's incredible.
Mm. The way that you talk about being a guide and guiding you through it and people actually having to show up and do the work, it makes me think of Reiki. Like I have my level 2 in
Mhm.
Reiki, and I just think everybody's like, well, don't you get tired from doing Reiki? And I think, no, it's not even my energy. It's just energy that flows right through me to you. So it's not mine to get tired with. And so hearing you say that about coaching, you're like, it's not me doing this fucking work. It's you doing this work. I just get
Mhm.
to open up the door and show you the way through. And you get to decide if you're going to. So this goes into question 2, right? So if somebody is like, I don't know what the fuck it is that I actually need. Like I have no idea. I know I need help, but I don't know what needs to change, how things are going to change, what to do even. And then they find Darcy and they think, well, Darcy knows how to do a lot of things. Like, how do you meet them in the moment of they're in all this messy and they're all in these beginning moments of what is it that I need? Like, I don't know how to help myself. So how do you meet them in that?
Yeah, the awesome thing is we all do know. It's in our subconscious. right? Like we know what we want. It's just buried down there. So through conversation, I mean, I don't rush anybody into anything because again, this isn't for me. It's for you. So we're gonna have a conversation, and in conversation is when we start to uncover. Oh yeah, I do remember that I actually would like to X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I suppose maybe I could control my anger a little bit more. Things like this start to come out in conversation. So to me, all things are always going to come out when you're communicating, and this is like such a no judgment zone. There's really nothing that I can't help you with aside from, I can't help you with anxiety and depression. I can help you with anxious thoughts. But I mean, as far as like real clinical diagnosed things, that's not my job. But part of my job is to find somebody that can help you. So if somebody reaches out to me and, we're literally looking because we're depressed, we have, self-harm thoughts and things like that. I'm not going to say, nope, sorry, I'm not the one. Good luck to you. Hope it works out. I'm actually going to sit down and say, well, that's not what I do, but I can help you find somebody who's able to help you with that.
I am so appreciative of you saying that, right? Because sometimes the best thing that we can do for people is do a little bit of a hot potato. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
this is not in my wheelhouse. But I do know, so I have a lot of connections. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of resources, and I can point you towards these things. If this is what you're looking for, this is what you're doing, then it's good. It almost reminds me, this shit like this pops up in my brain all the time. It's this Christmas movie I freaking used to love as a kid. We were talking about movies before the podcast too. Maybe that's
Yes.
why. And I think of it was that Miracle on 34th Street, and the
Mm.
Santa Claus is telling them to go to another store to find the better deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's literally what you're doing, and people are going to trust you, and because you're going to say, well, go over here, go to this store, this is where you're going to find that person to help you with this is that resource that's going to help you. These are the when you're ready and you want to work with me, these are the things I can help you with. So not
Yeah,
a
well,
lot
I
of
mean,
people recognize that.
ultimately, it's about, you. Look, That's
Yeah.
that's what where I think some people have such a bad experience when they're going in and they're seeing some people for therapy and they feel like I had somebody tell me the other day, she was very blunt. And she said, my therapist wasn't helping me at all. And I turned around and I said, why the F am I even paying you when I'm sitting here doing all of the work and you're sitting there saying nothing? It's like I could just pay myself to sit here and just talk. She was she has been through 13 different therapists until she was able to find the one that she connected with. And it's so sad because, getting healthy isn't just simply about coming in and talking to people. I mean, we can do that with our closest people. That's part of the trauma toolbox that I have created with my podcast is different tools. And one of them is you have to have a person that you feel safe talking to. And if you don't, we need to start to check who your surrounding people are, right? Because we should have at least one person that you can be your ugly self with and feel no judgment. But a lot of people who are going into therapy type of settings aren't so much feeling judged, they're just literally not feeling heard. It's like, are you listening back there? Because you're not saying anything to me. I'm on the couch and you're quiet. Like, what's happening? And with me, that's the thing. And I'm here guiding you. But like I said, you're doing all of the work. I'm just here for it.
Mm-hmm. I think that's such a big piece of wellness, right? Is who you surrounding yourself with, who are your supports, who are you liaising with, and what's going on, right? I am not going to be doing the work for you. You're going to be doing the work. It's like that. You ever see those construction commercials where like somebody is like all the guys are sitting around and watching the construction worker work and do this stuff? Like you've got to
Hmm.
work. Like I am here to guide you and supervise you through this, but you've got to do the work
Yeah.
and get there. I wonder, so if this ties into the third question that I like to ask. And so when people are working with you and they like what starts to propel them into those wellness realizations or goals, right? Like is there some sort of shift or a moment where they're like, what's even happening here? What's going on? Like some sort of just something that they're like, oh my gosh, I get it. Like this is what I'm supposed to be doing now. And now I know which way I'm going with this. So I'm really curious if there's something that kind of you see a pattern that shows up for people that you're working with.
Yeah, it's just our emotional gauge that we have, and we already know all of this stuff. I mean, our subconscious is recording like billions of things all day long. We don't have to think about blinking because our subconscious knows to do it. We don't have to think about taking a breath like I have to breathe now. No, our subconscious knows we have to do that. So it knows everything that we need to do and everything that we want to do. But it's such a beautiful moment when somebody comes to me with a situation or a issue that we're going to work on, and you can see the moment it clicks. You know, I had a gentleman that I had done two different programs with this past week, and he was very, very angry. Yeah, I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a very rough one, but we're going to just, we're going to do it. And a quarter of the way in, I watched him take a breath, and then I watched him smile. And I'm an empath, and I am over here like choking back tears because I can see it happening. It was such a beautiful shift. I mean, at the end, that guy was smiling so big. I'm like, man, I bet you didn't even realize you had that many teeth in your mouth because he's just so happy. And I went downstairs, met my husband, and I'm like crying because when you can truly guide somebody into an emotional shift, into a mental shift, I can see the moment that it happens. And it just is so empowering to watch somebody take that back, take that part of themselves back, because we all had that at one time in our life. Otherwise, we wouldn't know that we really wanted it. We know we've felt motivation, determined, happy. We know we've felt these things, but somewhere along the line with life just be life and sometimes, and we lose it. But we wouldn't desire something we've never had. So our subconscious knows. So when I see it come back, literally like breathing life into somebody like that again, it's such a beautiful moment.
Mhm. When somebody goes through something really shitty or something really hard, something really dark, and then you can just they're still there, but their eyes, like their eyes to me, like they're always so telling.
Yeah.
And to watch, you're right, to watch the light like just start to come back in their eyes, it's like this epiphany, like, holy shit, I can do this. I got this. It's so cool. And this is what the beauty is of working with coaches that
Mm.
can witness like what it is that you're going through, can support you through all of these things, to sit with you through that. And like that is so it is empowering. It is so empowering to work with people that way. I love
Well, and
that.
I think that that's what probably separates me from, a lot of other people is I've gone through just so much stuff in my life. It's crazy. So it's hard to relate to somebody when, I mean, does she really understand what I'm talking about when I'm talking about childhood abuse? I do. Do I understand what you're talking about if you lost a baby? Unfortunately, I do. I had put myself in foster care when I was 17 years old because my upbringing was that bad. I wanted a chance at life. I emancipated myself and was paying bills before I was old enough to vote. I've gone through alcoholism in my early 20s because I was numbing myself from these raw feelings of my childhood. I went through corporate betrayal and the pain of that. And my most recent trauma is my dad being shot at work in 2019, resulting in a traumatic brain injury. And watching my dad go from the man that I had known from 39 years of my life to not knowing if he was going to survive or not and how he was going to come out if he had survived. He was quite a bit different after the brain injury. He was a 24-hour care individual. So he spent 2 years in rehab trying to get as much back as we could to come home to stay with my husband and I for almost 4 years before I found him deceased 5.5 months ago. So I've gone through some stuff in my life. So I bring a different feeling of it's so different for me because my energy is so different. I truly want it for you. I want it for you, not just because there's a dollar sign that is attached to it. I want it for you because I know the struggle of life. I know what it feels like to be, you think that you're on rock bottom, but there's a basement. There's a basement to it, and when you've hit that low in life and had to crawl your way back out of it, to now be at the level that I'm at in my own healing and to be able to have the opportunity to work with other people to help them in theirs, it's just such a humbling place for me to be, because I wanted it for myself prior to even my last trauma with my dad being shot and all of that. That just is a whole new gamut there, but from everything previous. And there wasn't this kind of talk going on. And to be honest, I hid a lot of this stuff from people for a long time. I didn't want my parents to know that I remembered some of my childhood memories. And I want my siblings to know these things about my parents. So I'm a protector of a lot of different people in my life. I'm the oldest of 9. I have 8 siblings. I mean, it's a big job to be a big sister to that many people that are looking up to you, that look at me like a second mom because of how our childhood went. So I've had to really crawl through a lot of shit to get to this pillar of where I am now, that I'm really proud of myself and I love myself. And I'm so thankful that I went through what I went through, and I don't regret any of it because it gave me the little bit of that advantage over other people that may have experienced things in their life, but not lifetime movie stuff.
Hmm.
So,
I can completely appreciate going through the really shitty things and then having gratitude for it. I can't count how many times if people like if and people in my life will go through things. I'll go through shitty things through it's still life, right? We're not just because we've gone through some shit in life doesn't mean we're exempt to go through other shitty things because we
mm,
have some more learning to do. We have more things to experience. We can reach where we are in a healing journeys. And guess what? We still have to go through something else to learn that pattern, learn something else about it, just untangle that web a little bit more, right? And
absolutely.
when it's so it's really refreshing to hear other people say this in the wellness space too, right? Like going through the hard things, you can still have gratitude for that. Like, and it also shapes our lens when
Mm-hmm.
we help other people and we're getting into this space because we know a thing or two about some of the trauma that's happened, some of the things that we've moved through, some of the things that we've experienced other people moving through that weren't ours, but we still found a way to carry it in some way, right? And if any of those, like A, B, C, D, like you can sing through the freaking alphabet, if any of those things didn't happen, we wouldn't be where we are now. And so there's a lot of gratitude for that because we can look back and think, holy fuck, like that was a lot, but this is where I am now. And if any of that had changed, I wouldn't be here right now. So I'm really appreciative that you highlighted that gratitude piece of, hey, a lot of wild stuff has happened to me in my life and I have the vocabulary for it. I've moved through these things. I have that lens now, and it recognizing that it was shit. None of it was good. And now you have, how did you phrase that? You have the opportunity now to help
Mm-hmm.
other people through some of these really tricky things that they're going through. So, and that's a privilege, right? To be able to see other people through these things and hold space for that. Because we can feel, and I actually was listening to this podcast earlier. It was something that Brene Brown had done, and she was talking about shame, right? Sometimes we
Mm.
can feel shame with our things in life and what's happened, and we think, oh, we shouldn't talk about these things. We shouldn't do this. But it's actually so incredible that you have gone through all of these things and you're out here helping others, getting through some of their stuff too, right? Like, and speaking about it because sometimes people just don't have the words yet to talk about what it is that they're doing and going
Well,
through.
yeah, and that shame just allows us to be stuck in that victim mentality, because that's where I came to. That's why the School of Hard Knocks was even created. Because
Really?
I'm like, you know what? I'm done hiding. I'm over it. Like this is crazy sauce to me that I'm acting like I did something wrong. My first childhood memory is when I was 4 years old. I was an innocent little kid. I didn't deserve anything that I had gone through my whole entire life, to be so honest. I didn't deserve anything that I've gone through. But, here we are talking about this on Easter weekend. And did Jesus deserve to get what he got? To die for filthy sinners like us? No, he did not. So it's just so fitting. Life is life. And I like how you said that about healing too, because the slogan for my podcast is, this is the place we become unstuck from trauma and grounded in healing, because you're not going anywhere. Once you're grounded in your healing, you're staying there now. And the cool thing about that is, because I know now life is going to still throw things at me. This is life's job. Life's job is literally to be like, oh, you did good with that. Little bit of a break, sometimes not even. And now here comes something else, and here comes something else. But when you're grounded in your healing, you look at things so differently now. It's like, I got that. Like, I've gone through this stuff, and like, nah, you're not getting me. Like, I can handle this now a lot more appropriately than I could have maybe a decade or two ago, right? So that's the
Right.
whole get grounded in that healing. You have
Mhm.
options. So many of us, we don't realize, or we are playing these like secondary gain situations in our head where they're choosing to stay stuck in trauma. It's a choice. It truly is. And I know that pisses people off, and I'm so sorry, but it is what it is. If you come over to my podcast, we talk about, if you really want to fix yourself, you're not going to like some of the things that I say here, because a lot of this is accountability. We cannot be blaming, I'm 46 years old. I cannot be blaming things from my childhood on why I may potentially be making bad decisions and choices now. If you're making bad decisions now, that is a conscious decision that you're doing. So when
Mhm.
you're stuck now, you're grounded in your healing when these things are coming at you, because you made that choice to be grounded there. You could handle it with ease in ways that you would have never even have expected that you had the ability to do so. It's a really cool place to be.
It is really cool. And I'm of that mindset too, that the choice and accountability is so fucking hard for people to take.
Mhm.
So hard for people to do. And I'm constantly showing that mirror in my life all of the time, with people that just refuse to take accountability for their place and how the dynamics were shaped, any of this stuff, right? And it's just like, hey, I though can take accountability for where I am in this and my part in this. Can you? And
Yeah.
most likely, a lot of people can't. So then I'm like, so then I have to choose if I still am in alignment with those people or not.
Right.
And it's quite a bit of learning. I'm like already with this conversation and thinking, there would be so many ways to work with you where I would feel surprised and be like, oh shit, I didn't think about it this way, right?
Mhm.
If I had known you a few years ago, I'd be like, Darcy, where have you been? Like, because like I'm like, this is the mindset that I've been getting towards and thinking for so long. And
Yeah.
so when your clients start working with you, what do they get most surprised about when they start working with you?
How quickly the change happens. How quickly the change happens. It's immediate. The immediate feeling. I One of my clients I had just worked with is wanting to be a better mom than what she is now, and she gets a little bit angry about things. So we went ahead and set an anchor on one of her knuckles. And I messaged her 3 days after our appointment, because I will follow up with you. I don't just say like, thanks, see you at your next appointment. I genuinely care. Like, let's make sure I'm here for you all the time now. So I said, how are things going? And she said, they are going so amazingly well. I have never felt this relaxed in my life. I haven't had any situations happen in the course of the last 3 days. Again, I'm over here like, oh, it's so like, we can do this, people. Like, do you understand? Like, this, there are people out here, research people in your area, come to people that are willing to work with you. We can change, we can take our lives back. And it happens like this, but you have to want to do it. Like my husband, I've tried working with him 2 times already. That guy acts like he wants to quit smoking cigs. He don't. I'm like, you're wasting my time, babe, and I'm doing it for free. Like, I'm not about this life. You have to want it. That's the difference. And then people, that's why this is not a cheap thing to do. it costs money to do this. Why does it cost money to do it? Do you think I really want to take your money? I wish I could do everything for free. I would love that. But if you're not paying, you have no skin in the game. Like you have to understand that. If you look at somebody, you're like $160 an hour. Yeah, $160 an hour. But do you want it? Because if you want it, you're going to pay it. You're going to see the change and be like, dude, I would have paid $5,000 for that. I can't believe I'm actually living in a way that I've wanted to, I've helped people. One of my clients was eating chocolate like it was her part-time job. She hasn't touched chocolate in over a month, has no desire for it, just zero desire for it. I mean, that's the kind of stuff when you can help people with those kind of changes, it's awesome.
Yes. That's so incredible. And you're with there's so many things that are racing in my brain right now because I am so excited. I'm trying to get all the thoughts together so I'm not like oh la, 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 like I can't get it out. I am so excited to hear about you talking about change in this way because when you pivot, when you make up your fucking mind to choose something and when you do it, the pivot that happens in your life is just whoosh, and it does happen so quick. Now, like with this though, and brain is still rushing. It's a lot of integration work that has to come with this stuff, kind of stuff that when people do change, because sometimes they may not be prepared or ready for it or whatever is going on, but it can happen quick as soon as you make up your fucking mind to
Yeah.
change. And I don't think people realize that, but like it's that getting stuck piece in the him and hawing all along and be like, I don't know what to do, and I don't know what to like. This is why you find somebody to work with that can help move you to the other side of it. Like let's get you unstuck. And there are so many cool people out here showing up in this space and doing it. Yes, yes. Now I'm gonna bring us into this part of the podcast that I fucking love because things in our life happen all of the time that we can't control. How many shitty things did you go through? I'm like might have gone through in my life, all of the stuff, right? And there's nothing in my wellness journey that has been completely like uphill and linear, like at all. I don't think anyone's journey has been like check box, check box. Oh wow, look at me go. That's just not it how it is. It looks like a big freaking mess is what
Mhm.
happens. And so what I'm doing is I'm spinning this wheel and I get ChatGPT to come up with these questions. And then that way we can just spin a wheel. We're going to talk about whatever chat thinks that we should talk about when it comes to wellness. And it's just so funny because we can be having a really deep conversation like what we've been doing. And if anyone's been watching me, they're watching my brain like light up in this conversation. Like, are we fucking listening to Darcy right now and what she is saying? Like, it's so exciting. So it can be such a deep conversation. Or we could just like, I don't know, we could just start diagnosing like a life through our Spotify list. Like I have no idea where that thought is coming to my brain. Maybe because I have a Spotify list that has a different feeling for how I am that day. I don't know. But this conversation can go absolutely anywhere. So I am gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out how to share my screen, sound, all the things. We're gonna spin this thing. Can you see it okay?
Mhm.
Let me
Yep.
make it full screen. Okay. I'm gonna spin this, see what chat wants us to talk about. Come. It's gonna pop up. Okay. So if your healing journey had a mascot, what animal would it be for your healing journey? If it had a mascot, what would your healing journey look like as an animal?
Wow. I mean, that's one to ponder because, the instantaneous thought that popped into my head was that it was a tiger. Like, we're just going full force at it, like, raw, like, we just got this. And then immediately the new healed me was like, girl, no, it's definitely a freaking sloth. Like, who are you trying to kid, friend? Like, no, it 100% slowest moving. Hold your breath for 45 minutes. 100%. That's what it is. Like, healing is slow. If anybody thinks that they are like jekyling through this, they're not. Like, that is just so pretend. That is you trying to just hurry up and rush through a situation that I promise you is going to come back a year, 2 years, 5 years from now. And you are going to have so much regret that you did not sloth your butt down and just take the time to absorb it. Feel it. Feel every single disgusting, nasty, I want to throw up. I don't want to hurt like this. I hate this feeling. Feel every single thing, because once you feel it, you don't have to feel it again. You know, it's like getting like a really beautiful tattoo. You don't go in and have the tattoo artist recreate that same thing. It's there. That's just what it is. So yeah, I thought it was a tiger, but no, it's a sloth.
So I said my cheeks were gonna fucking hurt at the end of this podcast, and I am not. Like, that is so amazing. And it's true. What's funny is like it could change too, right? Because you might go in as a tiger, like how you said, the change is gonna happen quick, things are gonna move. But then, hey, sloth your way through it. You can just
Mm-hmm.
take your time as these things start integrating into your life and you start making all these changes and you start moving into it. Take your time. Let, like,
Absolutely.
be vomiting, do the hurricane thing. If you need to lay on the couch with a bag of potato chips for 4 weeks, go ahead and do that, whatever it is, until you're ready to go and make the change, and then it's
Mm-hmm.
going to happen. But we got to take our time with that. That's freaking amazing. Sloth your way through. This might be the name of the podcast, and I always
Yeah.
title them with something ridiculous sometimes, and I'm like, it might be sloth your way through it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, that is so good. See, and I always think with the animal for the mascot, and it's because I love alpacas so much. Anyone that knows me knows I fucking love these animals, and it's because they spit back.
Oh
And
yeah.
people don't like alpacas because of that, or llamas because of that. And I'm like, you know how boundary those animals are? You got to spit
Mm-hmm.
back, and you got to, and they're also very, very nurturing animals, but also boundaries are nurture. So I
Yeah.
think of it for that. But so yeah, like, or maybe it's gonna be like tiger sloth, and what do a tiger sloth and alpaca have in common? I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure. Like, yeah, exactly. You got to take it easy and spit back.
Yes.
Yeah, make the
Yes.
choice, take it easy and spit back.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I
Oh
love
my
it.
gosh, that's so funny. See, I don't know what's going to happen with that question. I have no idea. Like, I've just put into chat or Claude, whatever AI I'm using, and be like, what are some wellness questions that we should answer? Give me some absurd ones too. And then I just throw them into the wheel and I'm like, let's talk about it.
That's super fun. That's a really great thing to do. I love it.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Okay, so sloth, tiger, alpaca. Got it. People now know what to do with their fucking healing. We're good. This is
There you
amazing.
go.
I love it. Okay, and then so the last question, and before like what I'll do, I'll ask this last question, and then I definitely want to ask, anything else you want to talk about you, your coaching, all of that good stuff. But I always like to end on this question too. And it's the name of the show. What does wellness me up mean to you in your own words?
I mean, I would say it's just an overall wellness all of the time, as often as you possibly can, getting grounded in it. You know, loving yourself is the biggest thing. I've been preaching this on my podcast for the last couple of weeks. That I know as a coach that if I were to come into any person's house that has interest in wellness and healing, I could find a minimum of 3 mindset shift books. 100%. I already know. And I know everybody's already looking around like, dang, like I do got about 3 of those suckers laying around. And that's great. But if you are not loving yourself, none of that's going to matter because you're not going to apply any of it. You know, that wellnessing yourself up, show yourself grace, love yourself, work on yourself from the inside out, correct who your people are that you consider to be your circle of people. I mean, when you are really integrating yourself into this change, it has to be, it's a lifestyle change. You're shifting your whole lifestyle to accommodate this authentic person that you're about to become, right? So to me, it's loving yourself all of the time, no matter what.
Mhm. It's a very Jungian look of it, right? To be like, we're gonna love the whole, like love all of it, love yourself all of the time, right? Darcy, your energy is fucking kick ass. I love it.
Oh,
It's so
thanks.
good. It is so good. Um, before, and this always happens, what's gonna happen is I should just keep recording after this. But anyway, before I hit end record, is there anything else that you want people to know about you, your coaching services, your podcast, like any of the stuff that you're doing out there in the wellness space?
I mean, if you're ready and if you're looking for a coach, somebody that is willing to partner with you and guide you, I'd be more than happy to do it. And you can find me everywhere. I mean, I'm on all of the platforms, just as you see my name, that's the School of Hard Knocks. You can find me anywhere, but it has to be when you're ready. So I'm not that person that's out here. I'm not looking for you. I'm waiting for you to be looking for me. So, come find me when you're ready.
Yeah. I think that readiness factor is a big part in wellness, right? Because if you're not ready to say yes and do the things, you're not going to do it. It's the same example like you did for your husband with the smoking. If you're not actually ready to do these things, guess what? You're not going to be successful in it. You've
Hmm.
got to get your mindset right. You've got to be ready to go in fucking do it. You say you're going to do it, follow through. Let's see it now.
Yeah.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, I, yeah, this has been a very, very fun conversation. I'm excited too to come. I think I'm gonna come hang out on the School of Hard Knocks too. So I'm very, very excited to have
Yes,
another
I'm
follow-up
really excited
conversation. It's
too.
gonna be fun. It's gonna be hilarious. I'm like round two. The cheeks are. I'll get my cheeks ready for
Yeah.
another round. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so good. Anything else that you want to put out there, say, do anything before I hit that end button? Because otherwise, I'm just gonna wish
Yeah.
everybody a good day.
I think we covered everything.
I think we did too, right? Amazing. Thank you very, very much, Darcy, for hanging out with me today.
Yeah.
And to everyone else, here's to getting a little bit more wellness up one episode at a time. We are going to catch you next time.